If you people are not talking, then you can go on mute, please.
No, we're ready.
Okay. As part of today's session, we will be discussing regarding what is meant by TSQL and what are the different types of features that are available in TSQL, and also we will see what are the different types of TSQL commands, and also we will see what is meant by a database and how to create it. Okay, so initially we'll go with what is meant by TSQL and features. Okay, what is meant by TSQL in the sense, TSQL is nothing but transact structured query language. Transact structured query language. Okay, initially this particular language is called as SQL. Okay, it has been developed by IBM, okay, during their project called System R. So when IBM is working on a project called System R, they had developed this particular language called SQL, and Microsoft, what it has done in the sense, Microsoft has taken this particular concept called SQL and they have been developed this particular language called TSQL. Okay, and that is how this TSQL has been evolved. And right now we will see what are the different types of features that has been present in TSQL. Okay, and TSQL is nothing but you can able to say as fourth generation language, or you can able to say this one as a non-procedural language. Does anyone having any idea what is meant by non-procedural language?
No, Krishna.
Richard, you?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so you are having any idea on what is meant by non-procedural language?
Language that are no procedure.
Yeah,
That they don't have a
non-procedural.
specific way, you know.
No knowledge is lost. Online.
Okay, what is meant by non-procedural language in the sense, it is nothing but a language where you will be specifying the problem. Only you will be specifying the problem, but you would not specify how to resolve that. How to resolve that. Okay, suppose what is your problem in the sense, suppose you are having a table. In this particular table, you are having many columns, say like student number, student name, as well as address. Okay, and student name, consider like student name as Richard and address as XXX, and another student called Raghav and his address is YYY. Now, what is your problem here? Now, I just want to retrieve the records whose name belongs to Richard. Okay, now this is your problem. You want to retrieve the record named with Richard. Okay, now you want to retrieve this. How to retrieve this one? You want to write a queries. But when you are, I didn't get you.
No, continue.
Okay. Now you want to retrieve this particular record called Richard record. So at the time, what you need to do? You want to specify a solution, but here instead of specifying a solution, you will be writing a query. Say like select some star from some table name called table where yes name is equal to Richard. Okay, so this is how you will be writing all your queries. So it means like select star in the sense retrieve all the records from the table called table. So this is nothing but your table. In this particular table, you want to retrieve all the columns that is present whose name is Richard. So what you are going to get in the sense, you will be getting this particular record. So you will be specifying the problem here. This is your problem, right? You want to retrieve only one record. So you will be specifying the problem, but you are not specifying how to resolve it. So this language is nothing but non-procedural language, or you can able to say this one as a fourth generation language. And also, what is the another feature that is present here in the sense it is not case sensitive. What is not
Yeah.
case sensitive in the sense either you can able to write in capital letters or you can able to write in small letters all your
Small
queries.
letter.
Okay.
Okay.
And another
Krishna,
feature in the sense, yeah, yes,
sorry. So here you mentioned that you can extract the details of a particular student information, right? So
yes,
will it take the entire information regarding the Richard when you when give this syntax to the system? Like you mentioned,
yes, Raghav.
select that
So
particular. Yeah.
yes, yes, correct. Suppose you are having another record, say like R, say like
Mm,
third record, and with the same name,
mm,
okay, but with a
mm,
different address.
mm.
At this particular point of
Okay.
time, you will be getting this first record as well as your third record.
Okay.
So
Okay.
where your student name is equal to Richard. So whenever
Okay.
your student name matches, it is going to retrieve all the
Mm.
records. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm.
And we have seen what is meant by not case sensitive. It means like you can able to
Mm.
write this particular query either in capital letters
Yes.
or in small letters. So no need to worry
Small
about that.
letters.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also what is the another feature in the sense, generally in olden days and all, when you write these particular
Mm.
kinds of queries in the sense, you need to
Mm.
end your query with colon. Otherwise, you
Colon.
cannot
Right.
able to execute it. But
So
here in
correct.
TSQL and all, you need not to write your colon
Mm.
at the end of your query. So no need to specify this. Directly you can able to write your query and then you can able to execute it easily. So no use of colon at
Colon.
the end of your query.
Okay.
Okay. This is another feature that is present in your TSQL. And what is the another feature in the sense, suppose you are having two queries, say like select star from table 1, where your student name is equal to Richard, and you are having another query, say like select star from same table 1, where your student name is equal to Raghav. Okay.
Brother.
Yeah, Raghav. Okay, you are having two queries, but out of these two queries, you wanted to execute only the first query and you don't want to execute the second query. Okay,
Mm.
at the time when you execute both the queries, it is going to execute both. But out of these two
Mm.
queries, I want to execute only the first query. So it
First
means like
one. Mm.
you don't want to execute your second query. So it means like you wanted to comment your second query, correct?
Yes.
You need not to execute that. So in order to not to execute your second query, what you need to do in the sense, in front of your queries and all, you will be specifying hyphen hyphen. So if you specify hyphen hyphen in the sense, you are going to comment that particular query. This is how you can able to comment your queries.
Okay.
Okay.
So that will be converted as in text instead of syntax.
Yes. Okay, so when you execute these two particular queries, only the first query it will get executed and second query it won't get executed. Why? Because you have specified comments for this particular query. Okay, and shall we see demo on this one? Okay,
Yeah, please.
I'll open my SQL Server Management Studio. This is nothing but your SQL Server Management Studio where you can able to write your queries. Okay,
Yeah.
now I have database called Krishna. On the left hand side, you can able to see many databases here. See here, I am
Yes.
having one database called Krishna. Under this
Krishna.
particular database, I am having many tables. Okay. Suppose we will try to see one table right now. Okay. Let's assume like you are having marks table. So how to retrieve the records from your marks table in the sense, select star from marks. Okay. And when you execute this particular query, you can able to see how many records that are present. Okay. In marks table, I don't have any records. I'll give marks 1. Okay. I am having 3 records. Fine. Now, out of these 3 records, I want to retrieve only the first record. I don't want to retrieve all the other records. So at the time, what I'll do? Select star from my table name where SID is equal to 1001. Correct? This is my SID column and I want to retrieve only this particular record. All the records, I mean to say all the columns in this particular table called marks 1. So I am giving as where SID is equal to 1001. Select star in the sense retrieve all the columns that is present in this particular table. Now I will try to execute it. So when I try to execute this particular query, instead of retrieving all the 3 records, you will be retrieving only record whose SID matches with 1001. Okay. Now I will try to execute this. Now you can able to see, right? Out of those 3 records, you will be retrieving only 1 record. Okay, but see here, I am having 2 queries, right? Now I will try to execute both the queries right now at the same time. Okay, what will happen? You can able to see result of these 2 queries. Correct? Your first query is select star from marks 1. In the sense, retrieve all the records from your marks 1. So you got all the records that is present in your marks table. Okay, and your second query is select star from marks 1 where SID is equal to 1001. So where SID is equal to 1001, only that particular record you are retrieving. Am I right?
Yes.
Now, instead of executing these 2 particular queries, I wanted to comment one query. Okay. Now, how to comment that one?
We have to put columns, two columns.
Hyphens.
Hyphens, sorry.
Yeah, you will be specifying hyphens at the start of your query. Okay, and also see, I am not specifying colon at the end of my query. Correct? So as I said you, it is not mandatory to specify my colon at the end of your queries. Now what I'll do in the sense, I'll try to execute both the queries. Okay, when I try to execute both the queries, only the first query will get executed. See, and this is the reason why you can able to get only the first output. Why? Because your second query got commented. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is your 4th feature, and you can able to say this is nothing but a relational database language. What is relational database language? I didn't get you. Richard. Relational database language. I didn't get you, Richard. Actually, your voice is breaking.
I'm trying to get you to.
Okay.
What was the question?
Question is like, what is meant by relational database language?
Relational database language.
Okay. And what about you, Raghava?
Relational database in the sense maybe database which is related to if you want to extract any data. I mean, I'm just assuming that.
No, it's actually what is meant by relational database language in the sense, it is nothing but a language through which you can able to write the data inside the table in the form of rows and columns. It is nothing but your relational database language. So in a relational database language, most of the time you will be writing in the form of rows and columns. See here, you are writing all your data in the form of rows and columns.
No, sir. Correct.
Okay, this is nothing but your relational database language, and during your interviews also they will be asking you what is meant by relational database language and what is meant by non-relational database language. Okay. If you consider Hadoop and other kinds of technologies where like they will be dumping the data, but they won't write in the form of tables and all. Okay. But in SQL Server and all, you will be writing entire information in the forms of rows and columns only. That is the reason why you can able to say TSQL is nothing but your relational database language. Okay, and also you will be considering this particular language, like what kind of architecture this language is going to follow, in the sense client server architecture it is going to follow. What is meant by client server architecture, in the sense when you write these particular queries, what it will do, in the sense this particular query it will be taken by this particular software. Okay, so when you are writing this particular query, it is nothing but you are a client.
Right.
Okay,
And we are extracting the data from the server.
yes, you are extracting the data from the server, or you can able to say as a database. That is the reason why you can able to say this is nothing but a client server architecture, taking the request from the client and hitting the server,
Yes.
from where you will be retrieving all your data. So that is the reason why you can able to say this one as a client server architecture. And also when you try to execute your queries, here it will get execute very quickly. And also here, what is the another feature that is present, in the sense you can able to write all your queries using your joins as well, and also you can able to write your subqueries as well. Okay, I'll be explaining you what is meant by joins as well as subqueries in our later sessions. Okay, and these are all the features that are present in your TSQL. Okay, now we will go with what are the different types of TSQL commands. What are the different types of TSQL commands that are available as part of your TSQL, in the sense DDL, you will be having DML, and you will be having DQL, and you will be having DCL, and you will be having TCL. So what is meant by DDL, in the sense DDL in the sense data definition language. Data definition language. And what is my DML? Data manipulation language. Okay, and what is DQL? Data query language. And what is DCL? Data
command language.
control language. And what is TCL? Transaction control language. Okay, so what is meant by now we will go with DDL. What is DDL? DDL is nothing but a data definition language. Through this particular language, you can able to create or modify or delete databases or tables. Okay, through this particular query language, you can able to create your databases. You can able to modify your database. You can delete your database. In the similar way, you can able to create your tables. You can able to modify the tables. You can able to delete the tables as well. Okay. What are the different types of commands that are available as part of your DDL, in the sense there is command called create command, alter command, as well as alter command, drop, as well as truncate. Okay, and try to remember these are the 4 commands that are available as part of DDL, but down the line we will work with each and every command. But in today's session we will see what are the different types of commands available in a high level manner. Okay, so through this particular create, you can able to create your tables as well as your databases. Yes. Similarly, through your alter, what you are going to do? Modify. You can able to
the table.
Modify the tables as well as your database. And through drop, what you are going to do is you can able to delete the table as well as the content that is present in the table. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now see here, in this particular table called marks 1, you are having columns as well as the data. So what is the basic difference between drop as well as truncate, in the sense when you use your drop command, okay, entire columns as well as data both it will get deleted. Okay, but when you use your truncate command, only the data it will get deleted, but not the columns. So the table it will be exist, but no data will be present. But when you use your drop, the table entire it will get deleted along with your records. Okay, so that is the basic difference between drop as well as your truncate. Okay,
Krishna,
yeah,
I have a doubt, sorry.
yes.
You said truncate, when we use truncate query, the data will be deleted, but the columns will be available. Columns in the sense the format which is available, like with the headers and all. Will that available, or the format of the table is available?
Structure of the table will be available. Structure in the sense
Okay.
only these particular columns will be available, but not the data that
Okay.
is present inside that columns.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can insert any other information in that.
Yes. Whenever you want, you can able to delete using your truncate command. Whenever you want to insert, you can able to use your insert command. That command it will be present as part of your DML commands. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now we will see what is meant by DML. Okay. So this particular DML, what you are going to do? You are going to manipulate your language. How you can able to manipulate your language in the sense? You can able to store your records. Okay. And also you can able to modify the content. But here, what you are going to do, whenever you are going to alter in the sense, you can able to modify the structure, but not the data.
Yes.
Structure in the sense, suppose you want to change
The
from
table.
SID to student ID. You want to change the name from SID to student ID. At the time, you can able to use your alter command. But whenever you want to change, say like this particular key contains 76, but whenever you want to change from 76 to 78, you wanted to change the content, correct? So at the time you will be using your modify
DML.
in your DML command. Okay, and also here you can delete your data.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, so what are the different types of commands that are available in DML in the sense? You will be having insert command, you will be having update command, and you will be having delete command. So through this particular insert, you can able to add new records to the table. Okay. Whenever you are going to use update command, you can able to modify existing data.
Okay.
Okay. And whenever you use, you can able to delete a record. Only one record at a time. Or multiple records at a time. Okay. But whenever you use truncate, you will be deleting all the content. But whenever you use delete, you can able to delete record by record format. I mean to say, in this particular table you want to delete all the records. Okay, at that time you can able to use your truncate command. But whenever you want to delete only the first record, I mean to say 1001 record. So at that time you can able to use your delete command, where you can able to specify where condition where SID is equal to 001. So it means like only this particular record it will get deleted. Fine. So this is the basic difference between your truncate command as well as your delete command. Okay. And what is meant by DQL? DQL in the sense data query language. It means like you want to retrieve the records. Mainly this is used in order to retrieve your data. So how you can able to retrieve your data with the help of your select queries, right? Select star from marks 1, select star from marks 1, where SID is equal to 1. So all these queries, it will come as part of your DQL. So it will start with select. All your queries, it will start with select as part of your DQL. Okay. Now we will see what is meant by DCL. What is meant by DCL? Data control language, correct?
Control language.
Yeah. Through this particular data control language, what you want to do in the sense, you can able to allow permissions. Okay, it means like you can able to grant permissions or you can able to revoke your permissions. Suppose assume like this particular table called marks 1 table is I mean to say is important table and it should not be viewed by other people. Okay, so at the time you can able to provide access to this particular tables. say like marks one table, you want to provide access. So at the time you can able to use your DCL command. Okay, through this particular DCL, you can able to grant or revoke access to tables as well as your databases as well. Okay, so what are the commands that are present as part of your DCL in the sense? Grant command as well as revoke command. Through this particular grant, you can able to provide permission. Through revoke, you can able to disable that permissions as well.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, you are getting right, Raghav?
Yes, Krishna. Yes, yes.
Okay, and we are going to work with TCL. What is meant by TCL in the sense? Transaction Control Language, correct?
Language.
Through this
Yes.
particular command, what you can able to do in the sense, you can able to manage your transactions. Okay, mainly this particular
Yes.
language, you will be using your banking sector. Okay, so assume like you're having some savings account table. In this particular table, assume like you are having a few columns, say like account number, account name, then you are having
Date,
amount field,
amount field.
okay, and deposited amount.
Correct.
Okay, say like you are having account number as one and account name as Richard, and his existing balance is, assume like his existing balance is some 10,000. I meant to say like $50 like that. Okay, but it is his existing account. But when he deposited this particular amount, say like he has deposited again $10 in his account. So at the time, it should be updated with 60, correct?
60. Correct.
Yeah, it means like whenever you deposit some amount, it should be committed with
That is
the
a
existing one, correct? So you are having existing 50. When you deposit $10 additionally, it should be accumulated to your existing 50. So when you sum up 50 plus 10, it should be displayed as 60. So it means like whenever you deposit amount, this particular transaction, it should get committed. Until it gets committed only, it will get added to the existing amount. Otherwise, it will not be added to this existing amount. So in order to commit that particular transaction, you will be using commands called commit command. And whenever you feel like you have deposited in wrong account, but you want to roll back this particular transaction and deposit in another account called second account, say like Raghav account. Okay, suppose Richard has deposited in wrong account, and after some period of time he has identified like he has deposited the amount in wrong account number. Okay, and he went to the bank again and say like, I had deposited in wrong account, so can you please roll back that particular transaction and deposit in wrong account. So at the time, what they will do in the sense, they will revoke that particular transaction. It means like whenever they revoke that particular transaction, again $50 it will be debited from the account, and it will be specifying as -10. Okay, and in Raga account, assume like it is already 50. Okay, now it will be updated with 60, and here you will be getting as +10. Okay, and how they can able to roll back that particular transaction in the sense with the help of command called rollback. This is how they can able to roll back their transactions in banking sector, and they can able to commit their transactions as well. Okay, these two particular commands are very important. Okay, and also try to remember these commands, and we will be using each and every command down the line. Okay,
Yeah.
any queries, Richard?
I'm
Are you
here.
there? Any queries, Richard?
I'm here.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, Richard. Now what we are going to do in the sense right now, we will see what is meant by database and how to create your database. Now what is meant by database? Database is nothing but an area where you can able to store your data.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yes.
generally you can able to say database is nothing but a primary object. This will be created while working with your SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, you can able to create your database, and that particular database you can able to call as a primary object. And whenever you create a database, automatically two things it will get created. What are the two things in the sense? One is data file will get created and another is log file will be created. So whenever you create a database, automatically these two files it will get generated automatically. So what is meant by a data file in the sense? Data file is nothing but a file where actual data it will get stored. Okay, and log file is nothing but a file where it will store information regarding the user, or you can able to say like whenever you change something into your database, all that information it will be updated here. Okay, that is nothing but your log file. Okay, and mainly this particular data file as well as log file, this will be used in your transaction management. So what is by transaction management in the sense, as I said you earlier, whenever you deposit amount, okay, that is nothing but a particular transaction. Okay, it means like the data that has been changed, it will be stored in the form of a data file, and when it has been changed, who has been changed, at what particular time it has been changed, that entire information you need to capture, right? So that entire information it will be present in your log file. Okay, so that is the basic difference between your data file as well as your log file, and both it will get generated automatically whenever you create your database as well. Okay, and here data files again it is categorized into two types. What are those two types in the sense? Primary data files and secondary data files. What is meant by primary data files in the sense? In primary data file, it will actually store the information about your database and user data. But here in your secondary data file, I mean to say like secondary data file, it will store only the user data. So this is the basic difference between primary data file as well as your secondary data file. All your primary data files, it will store with extension called .mdf, and all your log, I mean to say this particular data file is there, right? This is categorized into primary as well as secondary, right? So this particular primary, it will store with a .mdf. This is nothing but your primary data file. So you can able to recognize that file with the .mdf extension. Whenever you save your WordPad, it will store with .doc, right? In the same way, primary data files, it will store with .mdf extension. And the secondary data files, it will store with .ndf. Okay, and all your log files it will store with .ldf, log data file. Okay, so this is how all these files it will be stored with this proper extensions. Okay, now we will see how to create your database generally. Now generally whenever you wanted to create something, what is the language you will be using? Data definition language, correct?
Yes.
So as part of your DDL, you can able to see your create command, correct?
Yes.
Now with the help
Yes.
of this particular create command, you will be creating your database. So what is the syntax for creating your database in the sense? Create database and then database name. Okay, this is the particular syntax through which you can able to create your database. Okay. Now in this particular, through this particular software called SQL Server Management Studio, we will create a database right now. Okay. Now what is the syntax for creating your database?
Database.
Create
Create.
database and
Create
database name, right?
database. Correct.
So I'll be using like create
Create
database
database.
and then I want to use my database name as Richard. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
when you write this particular query, and then I want to execute it. How to execute this particular query in the sense, try to select this particular entire query, and then on the top you can able to see execute button, right?
Right.
You can able to click that. And whenever you click that, automatically there will be a solution explorer will be there where you can able to
Right.
see your output. Command completed successfully. It means like your database has been created. Right?
Created.
Now where to see your database whether it has been created or not in the sense?
Okay.
Now you need to see here databases is available on my left hand side, right? This is nothing but an object
Correct.
explorer. On top you can able to see databases. Okay. Now you need to
Yes.
click that particular databases and try to refresh that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. When you refresh that, you can able to see your new database called Richard. Now you can able to see right here Richard.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So this is how you can able to create your database. Okay.
Yes.
Now I said to you, right, whenever you create your database, automatically your primary file as well as log file it will get generated, right? Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
How to see whether primary file or log file has been generated
Log.
in the sense? How to see that one in the sense? There is a particular command called sp underscore helpdb and your database name.
Rich.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
command through which you can able to see information regarding your database. Okay, now we had created a database called Richard. Okay, now see
Yes.
here sp underscore helpdb
Help DB Richard.
Richard. Okay, now we will try to execute this particular command and try to execute it. Now you can able to see, right?
Yes. Right.
See here, this is nothing but your database. At the bottom, you can able to see both primary file as well as log file, right? This is nothing but your primary file. It will store with .mdf extension, right? See, you can able to see
Yes.
file name. It will store with .mdf format, and also log file
Yes.
also it will get automatically created with .ldf format.
LDF.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and where this particular information it will store in the sense in this particular location, this primary file as well as log file it will get automatically created.
Yeah.
Okay, and also you can able to see the name. Richard is nothing but your primary file name, and Richard underscore log is nothing but your log file name.
Yeah.
Okay, and file ID. What is meant by file ID in the sense whenever you create your primary object by default file ID will be 1. And
Right.
whenever you create your log file, it will create with file ID as 2. Okay, and also you can able to file name specifies the location in which this primary as well as log file it will get created.
Sure.
Okay, and also in file group you can able to see the difference. For primary files you can able to see with primary, and for log files you can able to see with null. And also what is meant by size in the sense how much size it has been allocated by default. Okay, by default for primary files 2240 KB it will be allocated. For log files it will be 560 KB. Okay, and also you can able to see growth. What is meant by growth in the sense initially 2240 KB it will get allocated for your primary file. So assume like you have entirely occupied 2240 KB. So at the time you wanted to increase your size of your primary files, correct?
Yes.
So automatically the size also it will get increased. How much it will get increased in the sense with the help of this particular growth. So if 2240 has been occupied, at the time automatically system will provide additional memory of 1024 KB. That is the reason why you can able to see as growth. So whenever it utilizes the entire memory, 1024 KB it will get allocated. So how many times it will get allocated in the sense? You can able to see max size. So unlimited number of times this particular growth it will get allocated, when this particular size it will get occupied. You're getting, Raghava?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay. This is the basic
yes,
difference
Chetan.
between size, max size as well as growth. And for primary files you can able to say usage as data only, and for log files you can able to say as log only.
Yeah,
You are getting?
yes.
Richard, you are having any queries? Hello, Richard. Okay, so this is how you can able to see information regarding your primary as well as log files as well. Okay, and in the next session what we will see, in the sense we will try to create through our own, I mean to say, like right now by default these are getting generated, right? So in the next session what we will do, in the sense we will see how to create your primary files as well as log files by our own. Okay, and also we will
Okay.
see what
Yeah.
is the syntax in order to create those things as well. Okay, in the first day if I am
Okay.
trying to specify all the queries, then you people can forget, so I don't
Confused.
want to mess up during the initial sessions. So we will go little
No
slow in the
problem.
starting sessions, and also down the line, like we will be moving in a quicker manner. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, if you have any queries you can able to ask me, or you can able to ping me in the WhatsApp. I'll give you my
Sure,
WhatsApp number
sure.
as well.
Okay.
This is my WhatsApp number, and you can able to ping me.
Done, Krishna. Sure.
Okay, and we can able to wind up for today's session,
Oh,
and tomorrow we will meet at 7 o'clock as usual.
sure,
IST,
Krishna.
7
Okay.
a.m. IST.
Yeah, yeah. Done, done.
Okay.